Hi, welcome to NBTV, bite-sized bits to help your business grow. Just each program 5 to 8 minutes long so you can get in, get out and get on with your day. And I want to talk to you today about marketing. One of the biggest changes, transformations in my business happened when I worked out that I was a marketer of my thing and not a doer of my thing. And let me put that into context for you, because most of the business people I meet, when I ask them what they do, they will tell me that they are a plumber, they are a coach, they are a florist, they are a printer. And if you're the business owner, that's a really bad way to think about yourself, because you see, what you actually need to be intellectually, emotionally, actually, is thinking about yourself as a marketer of what you do, not as a doer of what you do. And there's a huge difference in those two mental approaches. And a really common trait that I've found between super successful business people and those that are just plodding along making a living is this shift in thinking about how they see themselves. Because you see, if I ran a florist shop, then what I would actually be and how I would think of myself would be as a marketer of floristry services, as opposed to someone who actually does floristry. Do you know what I mean? If I am running a plumbing business, then I need to think of myself as a marketer of plumbing services, not as a plumber. Because you see, doers find it very difficult to find the time, the energy, the inspiration. They don't think about what they need to do to market and develop and grow their business and make it bigger and more successful. And that mental approach is so important in difficult economic times. And this was brought home to me quite a few years ago now. I hadn't actually been running N5 for all that long, when I met a very wise man called Martin Howie. And Martin's an American, and he took an interest in my business, and it was in its formative stages. And we were having a chat one evening, and he asked me, he said, "Nigel, what is the most important thing that you are doing in your business?" And I started to tell him immediately about a particular client that I was doing work with. But he shook his head. He said, "Nigel, no. What's the most important thing that you are doing for your business?" And I thought I wasn't sure where he was going with this, what he actually meant. And he explained, he said, "Nigel, I would suggest that the most important thing you can do for your business is marketing, because without any customers, you ain't got a business. And therefore, the marketing of your business should be the most important thing that you do each day. Do you agree?" And so I thought about this for a moment or two, and the logic of it, when you think about it that way, is largely inescapable. So I said, "Well, Martin, yeah, I guess what you're saying is right." He said, "Excellent." He said, "So what do you do first thing in the morning when you come into the office?" So I said, "Well, I'll turn the computer on. I might check my emails. I'll look at the post. I'll check the answering machine. I'll do stuff that needs to be done in the business." And he shook his head. And he said, "Nigel, if you really believe that marketing is the most important thing in your business, then surely it should be the first thing that you do every day." And that thought has stuck with me. And in fact, even as I'm telling this little story now, the kind of hairs on my back are kind of standing up on end, because it was really a very defining moment for me in my business, because I kind of realized that actually what I had to do was find time every day to do marketing. And the problem is, you see, very few of us that come into business, we're not marketeers. I'm lucky, because I guess I am. But most people in business are not. And therefore the temptation and our natural flow will take us into doing what we do. But you see, it's even more important, if you're not a natural marketeer, that you give this focus. And that's why still to this day, the first thing I do every morning when I come into the office, and I'm a morning person, so I'm usually in pretty early, the first thing I do every morning will be to spend some time focusing on the marketing of my business, on whichever particular business it is. I have the thing mapped out and planned, and every day for the first 60, 90 minutes, sometimes a couple of hours every day, I spend on the marketing. And the reason I do that is because I know, like you, that if I don't do it first thing, the day will take over. Stuff will happen. We'll get busy, and we'll get, other things will occur. And the best laid plans are, I must write that ad today, but I'll just do this first and do that first. Then a customer rings, then something else happens. I've got a staff issue to deal with, and all of a sudden it's late afternoon, and then this other thing occurs, and oh dear, I haven't done that ad, and it slipped today. And now the stuff I was going to do tomorrow, well, I've got to do this other bit first. And so unless you're doing the marketing first thing each day in your business, then there's a real risk, and it's true, that actually it'll slip and it'll get put back and it'll get put back. And if you keep putting back your marketing, then your business growth is going to suffer. And that's why I would suggest to you that those wise words from Martin Howie are still as true today as they were 7 years ago when he first shared them with me. And it's why I've chosen to start off NBTV's very first program with this core message that the marketing is the most important thing in determining the success of your business. And to get there, what you have to do emotionally, intellectually, and actually is think of yourself as a marketer of your thing and not a doer of your thing. I hope that's a helpful little snip for you. You can now get on with your day, plan your marketing. I'll see you in the next episode, the next chapter of NBTV in a week's time. Cheers. Bye-bye.